Hey there, dear friends. I thought I'd just share a little bit today. And let me just real quick say what I would say this is about today, in case anybody wants to decide if they want to listen or not, is it's the benefit of getting to know the Lord more. And I don't know if that's a foreign concept to you. I don't know if you've ever thought about it. Some years ago, it never came into my mind about getting to know the Lord more. If somebody had said that, I'd been like, I don't even know what you mean, you know? But as I'm going about my life, more and more my purpose is, and my goal, what I feel like my focus is set on, is to get to know Him more. And before I get into it, before somebody might turn this off, what are the benefits? What is it about getting to know the Lord more that will benefit your life? Why do it? What's the reward of it? You know? Well, for one, I can name probably so many things, but for one, wouldn't you like to know with more and more confidence that there's always someone in your corner, always someone on your side, no matter what you're going through? Like me today, me and hubby had a little argument. Though I'm seeing progress in our disagreeing because of the Lord helping, but just say that happened. How wonderful it feels for me that when we go away from each other, though there's a little hurt feelings, though there's some misunderstanding, when I go away, I don't feel like my whole world came crashing down because of that. You know? I don't feel overcome by anger because that happened. I'm not so hurt and offended that it's all I can think about. Yes, I'm feeling a little sorrowful for it, but the thing about it is I know the Lord's still with me. He saw every bit of it. And here's the big thing that I'm kind of going to get to is that I've found there's a reason for everything. Now, I've said that before. You may say that. But saying it and knowing it and believing it and being confident of it is another thing. And I'm becoming more confident of it. So I don't even know if any of that interests you, but I thought I would share a little bit in case it does, you know? Because there are some people that have a hunger within them for more. They know that, you know what, there's got to be more in this world. This can't be what it's all about. There are some people that feel that way. There are some people that are tired of how they are. They're tired of messing up the same old ways all the time. You know? And if you're one of those people, I just want to say there is more to it. There's more. There's more to why you're here. There's more to your purpose in this world. There's more to everything. And I'm finding that out by discovering the Lord. There are so many ways to find Him out. Based on what season I am in my life or what place I am in my walk with the Lord, I get to know Him a different way. Like, yes, He's Jesus, the God that humbled Himself into the form of a human being, that He might come serve the world and serve a great purpose, laying down His life. There is Jesus, the man that came in flesh in this world many years ago. But there's also Jesus as Prince of Peace. And the only way to find Him out, truly, more and more, as a Prince of Peace, is that when you find yourself in need of some peace, when you're desperate for some peace of mind because of what your storms of life battering you, and you need a little peace of mind, you can find him out during those times, especially as the Prince of Peace. When you're filled with grief, troubled, in those kind of ways, then you find him out as the Comforter. When you see how I can see if lack comes to me, my car tears up and I don't have the money to fix it, I'm in need, I need money. That's a wonderful opportunity for me to get to know the Lord as my provider. But you see, and I could go on and on about that, but the thing is, if it weren't for these hard circumstances coming, trials, afflictions, then I might not have it in me to call out to him, to find him in those kind of ways. If that makes sense. Maybe you're in a time of your life where you feel so alone. Maybe a spouse walked out on you. Maybe you're on the brink of something like that happening. Maybe you've lost a loved one. Maybe a best friend has stabbed you in the back. Maybe you feel like you don't fit in nowhere and you feel very alone. Well, that is an opportunity for you to get to know him as the friend that sticks closer than a brother. Do you see what I mean? And more in my life, and it's why I share about it. I don't want to keep it to myself. I'm still discovering this. I'm still finding out. But he's so wonderful to find out in all his ways. He's got many ways. There is a lot to him. The Bible tells us, search for him with all your heart. How do you do that? The way I'm finding out I do this is I go about living my everyday life, no matter what comes to me, what problem comes to my life, what person comes against me, no matter what it is, I find it as an opportunity to get to know the Lord more. So more and more, I don't see things as problems or fearful things or bad news. And there's scriptures in the Bible that tells us about the one who did not fear bad news. I'm not perfect in that at all, but I'm pressing on to know it more. And it's because I see these things coming at me. The hard times, the hard people, the hard situations, the lack, you name it, the argument with my hubby today, as another opportunity to find out the Lord, to learn a very valuable lesson. He's teaching us in all ways. It's just, you may be like me a few years ago. I had no clue. I had no clue that these hard people and these hard times were servants, serving my growth in the Lord, serving how the Lord is using these things to cleanse me on the inside. You know, Paul talked about rejoicing in his troubles and his persecutions and his afflictions. How did he do that? You know, it's real easy and commendable to read about it. But when it comes down to applying that truth to your life and finding it out, it takes on a whole different meaning. And see, to me, I don't know that I'm explaining it well enough. But I must be sharing it for some reason. There must be someone who can hear what I'm saying, that might understand what I'm saying. That's that's also coming to the place in their walk with the Lord that they're figuring out also that I really can give thanks in all circumstances. Not just the good times, not when just the money came, not just when my husband got vision back in one eye, but in all circumstances that I can give thanks. Like today, that little argument with my husband, I'm not thankful for our hurt feelings. I'm not thankful for us getting a little heated, but I'm thankful for the Lord allowing it. That's the way I see it. That there's a lesson in it. There's something He will teach me, something He'll teach my husband. And if we will accept it and not rebuke it, and if we can only see and start to know more and more that there's a lesson in this, no matter how hard, there's something the Lord wants to teach me or correct me on, then the next time I'm going to endure the hard time a little more. Or maybe that will cause me to be more humble. Maybe the Lord will use that circumstance to help me be more gentle in dealing with people. You know, the fruit of gentleness. You just don't ever know. And I'm not being ridiculous about it, that it's not hard, and that I don't feel anger coming up in me, or that I don't want to lash back like today with my husband, or these kind of things. But it's more and more understanding that there is a way of the flesh, and there is a way of the spirit. There is my own way I want to go in that situation, which would be to fire back, stand up for myself, tell how I feel, regardless of how it makes him feel. There is the fleshly way to go, but more and more, I'm starting to see that there is another way to go, following after the Spirit of Christ, the Holy Spirit that lives within us, has a way for us to go in every situation and circumstance, if we will just realize it. And we need the Lord's help to go the good way, to go the way of peace, to go the way of humbling myself, not having to be right every time, to go the way of overlooking my husband's offense. It's just some things I'm thinking about, and I thought I'd share. I just leave it to the Lord if it could help somebody to think about. Because what it's done for me, little by little, the Lord has to convince you of this. I've had to walk through and wrestle with the Lord and question the Lord and wait on the Lord to get the understanding of these things that I'm talking about right now. And I'm still trying to get more understanding. Trying to understand, trying to see it from His perspective more and more rather than just my own limited human intellect. For the purpose of getting to know Him more. Because getting to know Him changes us. Just that. Just to know Him more. A song I love says, has become my great reward. It's what I'm striving after. It's what I'm seeking after. It's what I want with all of my heart, is to know Him. And yes, everybody can, to some degree, say, I know the Lord. But there's more to know. I think if I walked this world and lived in this body for 1,000 upon 1,000 upon 1,000 years, I would never yet fully know the Lord. If we could fully know Him like that, how big is He really? How all-knowing and all-seeing and all-powerful and wise is He if we can just so easily find Him out? You know? It's really exciting, this search. Because I'm not searching in vain. He said, if you will search for me with all your heart, I will let you find me. And when you find Him, the joy of finding them, the amazement of finding them out in another way overshadows whatever hell you had to go through to get that. It does. It's worth it. These light and momentary afflictions and troubles and hardships are nothing compared to the glory that's coming, the glory that will be revealed. What does it say? In us, to us, whatever. But now, while we're on this earth, we can find them out more. We can walk in our purpose and our calling every day a little more, which is just looking for Him, just finding Him out, just to know Him. More than I know anybody in this world, and more than I even know or understand myself, I want to know Him. And we can. And if it's something that sparks your interest, talk with Him about it. Ask Him. The next circumstance that comes, hard, scary, whatever it is, I pray He give you a reminder to call out to Him and say, Lord, is there something you want to teach me through this? You know? I love y'all.